Mark Out Mania. Mark Out Mania. Reviews and yelling. Mark Out Mania.
Hola amigos and welcome to Mark Out Mania. This is Dro, and in today's episode of Mark Out Mania, I'm going to take a look at William Regal versus Kassius Ohno from WWE NXT from last week, and also WWE Smackdown from Friday. But before we get to all of that, let me remind everyone to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter at Texan Spaniard, and check out our Tumblr at markoutmania.tumblr.com. So, with all of that out of the way, let's get to it. Pro Wrestling. WWE NXT William Regal versus Kassius Ohno. I saw someone hype this match on a forum, and then someone else provided a link to an upload of this on YouTube that I think has since been taken down. And that's how I came about watching this. That's how I got to see the match. And it starts off with a video package giving us the build-up to the match. Several weeks ago, Regal pulled Ohno off an opponent, and then the next week he called Ohno to the ring and tried to apologize, and Ohno had some rather unflattering things to say about William Regal, and Regal ended up decking him for it. And then another week, Regal's doing commentary when Ohno jumps him at the announce table and beats him down. And then the next week, Ohno's doing commentary and Regal jumps him at the announce table. And so now they're going to duke it out and resolve this thing. So we get promos from Ohno and Regal. And Regal's, really sticks out. It was a really great promo that shouldn't be missed. You should check out William Regal's promo. So on to the match. It's intense from the lockup on. The main threads in the match are Regal destroying Ohno's left hand and Ohno repeatedly kicking Regal in the head, making him like punch drunk and loopy. Regal's handwork was awesome, and Ohno's selling of it was done really well too. He really made it seem like his fingers were broken. And then Regal's selling of the blows to the head was fantastic. Really put over the blows as like massive punishment. All this build pays off with a super dramatic final stretch with Ohno using elbows to the head to escape out of situations, and a backdrop suplex and a boot to the head that seemed like potential match enders because of how much the shots to the head thing was put over in the match. Regal keeps on fighting though, and Ohno goes for a discus lariat of some kind, but Regal counters with an elbow to the head, boosh, and then running knee to the head out of the corner, yowza! Regal with the cover, 1, 2, 3, he does it, Regal wins. The post-match Regal's on the canvas, and he's got this glassy-eyed, punch-drunk look on his face, selling all the damage despite the victory. This was an excellent match. They built up to it with some good, simple feud building, had a simple and effective storyline in the match that paid off with a dramatic final stretch and finish. I would not be surprised if they have another match with Ohno getting the win in the rematch. And if they have that match, put my name down for watching it. Really enjoyed this match. And if you haven't seen it, go track it down and check it out. So, let's turn our attention to WWE Smackdown from Friday, April 12th, 2013. I'm not going to go through the entire show, just comment on stuff that stood out to me on the show. So, speaking of standing out, how about the show-off? The new World Heavyweight Champion, Dolph Ziggler. Biggie Langston mimics Ricardo Rodriguez's introductions for Alberto Del Rio with a similar style introduction for Ziggler. That was fun. Ziggler gets in the ring with Biggie and AJ, and first he seems to be hyping up the crowd, cheering for him, only to turn on them and talk about being better than everyone and everyone being jealous of him. And it's a good heel bit, and then he gets interrupted by Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger. And Coulter thanks Ziggler for being from the USA, but that Ziggler has Swagger to thank for having the world title around his waist, and that Swagger deserves a shot at the title. Ziggler shoots them down, and they have a little stare down before Swagger backs down, and Coulter gives Ziggler a warning that Swagger isn't going to wait for long for his shot. As they walk off, Ziggler tells him to cut his music, continue his celebration when Alberto Del Rio interrupts him. Whoa. Limping out, now dressed in jeans and much less rich-looking clothes, I guess trying to sell his new direction of no longer being a rich Mexican elitist into an every-person blue chipper of sorts. Ziggler offers Del Rio a rematch right now since his ankle's all messed up, But Alberto Del Rio tells him to calm down. Calmate, calmate. and that he knows what Ziggler's going through and how great it is to cash in on Money in the Bank since he had done it himself in the past to win the WWE title. Alberto just wants Dolph to know that when his ankle heals up and he gets his rematch, he'll give Ziggler stuff to complain about when he takes the title back. But until then, hasta la vista, baby. Wink. I was literally yelling at the TV like, wink, 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 when he was doing the hasta la vista thing. So that tells you how big a mark I am for Alberto Del Rio. So Dolph insists that they stop the music and that everyone's losing focus because this is supposed to be his night. It's about his night, his celebration, and the next person to interrupt him, oh, they're going to get it. Nothing happens. He's like, that's what I thought. Boosh, break the walls down. It's Jericho. Jericho tells Ziggler to shut the hell up. Gets the crowd to chant AJ's crazy, driving AJ bonkers. But it's time to stop talking. Time to start rocking. Because he found out from Booker T, SmackDown's general manager, that tonight is going to be Ziggler versus Jericho. Yowza! Jerichoholics versus Dolphins. This was a pretty fun opening to the show. It got over how the world champ is a huge target, and showing that got over the world title as being a big deal, which they often don't do a good job of. Ziggler came off great here. Del Rio got his new direction a little more over, I think, and they set up the Jericho-Ziggler main event really well. So, the main event, Chris Jericho versus Dolph Ziggler. Before the match, Fandango comes out with his lady friend to watch the main event. The crowd fandangoing was awesome. Dun 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 dun. And Fandango has a great entrance, by the way. His theme song is really catchy as hell. But yes, this cannot be good for Jericho. The Fandango is out for his match. The match was a ton of fun. Jericho was doing a lot more high flying than I've seen him do in a while. Seems like he was coming off the top quite a bit in this match. Ziggler trying to show off while having Jericho down was good gimmick work. They had fun back and forth match. It was kind of formalic, but I thought it worked pretty well. Fandango getting involved to distract Jericho, and then Ziggler's entourage interfering. Jericho was really up against it here in the match, and the commentators did a good job of putting that over. He really was in a no-win situation here story-wise, which paid off with a good few near falls where I thought maybe he was going to defy that logic. Got my hopes up. Especially the high crossbody near fall spot. That one jumps out a lot as a moment where I thought, oh my God, he's going to pull it off. I don't know why. I know you're like a high crossbody, but in this match it seemed to work. I thought it was going to do it. In the end, there's too many distractions from Fandango, which allowed Big E to get a blow in and allowed Ziggler to roll up Jericho for the win. Post-match, the distractions lead to more stuff with Jericho eating a zigzag and then getting nailed with Big E's finisher. I don't know the name of his finisher. And then after all that, Fandango climbs in the ring, beats the hell out of Jericho, and then hit his Alabama Jam leg drop, and then said his name on the mic. Fandango. Yowza. Hella fun stuff. The Jericho Fandango story definitely has some legs to it. I hope we get one more match out of it. Fandango is totally getting over, which is awesome to see. Now, if he gets way over, will they start jobbing him constantly like they did with Daniel Bryan, Wade Barrett, Sheamus, and Antonio Cesaro right now? That would be sad, but it will not be surprising if they do that. So. Another big storyline on the show was after Team Hell No, Kane, which is Kane and Bryan Daniels, squashed the primetime players, which, by the way, is a terrible way to put over the tag team division. You're building up these tag teams and then, have them get squashed like nothing. It's like, what? So they squashed the primetime players, and then the Shield appear on the Titantron delivering threats for the future. Fast forward to later. Triple H came out to talk to the crowd. He said, the ass kicker's back, and he said he and Brock Lesnar were going to war. Before he can finish his thoughts, a three-man band interrupted him. Heath Slater tells Triple H to shut up and says you have to jump a big dog to get noticed, and what bigger dog is there than Triple H? Three-man band prepares to jump Triple H surrounding the ring when the Shield it looks like he's going to have 3-man band and the Shield after him, but the Shield attacked 3MB. They destroy the 3-man band, and then, oh boy, they're eyeing Triple H. The Shield's surrounding the game. Triple H is going to get it now, right? Boom! Kane, Daniels, Team Hell No. The Shield retreat, playing off the Monday altercation between Shield and Undertaker. I'm hoping all this leads to a really kick-ass 6-man tag or maybe a tag team title match somewhere. There's a lot of good matchups that can come out of this deal. I'm curious to see where it goes. Well, there's some stuff I wasn't crazy for on this SmackDown. The Orton, Sheamus, Big Show stuff. You know, I'm not quite feeling all of that. And I suspect there's an Orton heel turn hiding in all this. And it's not the best build-up, but I guess it's something for them to do. And then within all that, what was the deal with Mark Henry attacking Sheamus? I don't know. I don't know where all that's going. But then there's that Diva 6-woman tag match. That was horrible. That was really, really awful. Caitlyn, she does not seem quite ready for the champion role yet. What happened to the deal between her that they were building up between her and Layla? Why was that dropped? Layla is better than Caitlyn by far, in my opinion. Tamina is as well. They really could do a lot more with the women's, the Divas division, whatever. But, oh, well, we know how that goes. And then Antonio Cesaro. The guy is awesome. Why are they jobbing him to hell? Yes, he still has the U.S. title, but what's the point if they're going to just job him into, like, extinction? I wish they would do more with him and the title. You know, give him some good storylines. Make the title seem important, you know. Look at that, the match on Monday between Miz and Wade Barrett. It was a great Intercontinental title match. And, you know, it was great. It was really good, you know. And, you know, it made the title seem like, whoa, you know. Yeah, have stuff like that. Have these big matches for the big, and let them have a good competitive match for the U.S. title. Make it seem cool. And I mean, Cesaro's had lots of really good matches, so it's not like, you know, it's like, you know, he can have these matches. So, yeah. What? There's some deal going on with Teddy Long and Booker T, where Teddy Long's kind of almost like Teddy Long's turning heel and sort of like throwing Booker T under the bus. I don't know where that's going. I guess Teddy Long's going to take control back at some point is my guess, but who knows. Oh no, it was a decent SmackDown. Super fun main event. I dug everything there, you know, with the opening of the show and then the main event and the Fandango stuff. All that was fine. Some of the other things happening on the show wasn't so hot, but you know, what can you do? And yeah, I think that's going to do it for today for Mark Out Mania podcast. So don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter at Texan Spaniard, and check out our Tumblr at markoutmania.tumblr.com. Thanks for listening, and adios.